G'day guys, Raymond here from Affordable or Daily Adventures, whatever. We're doing a 128 big bore kit in my 107 Street Bob. So yep, 107s are normally go to a 124. We've spoken to the boys at APE and we've changed the piston size and we're going to go use Screaming Eagle barrels and use custom pistons, and it's going to take it out to a 128. Pretty excited about this thing. It's already got the APE high volume lifters, 6.8 injectors. It's got the Cyclorama APE 483 camshaft. We're going to be doing a Cyclorama billet compensator. What else we got on this thing? Obviously got the Screaming Eagle Ventilator Extreme, the Freedom 202 turnouts. We're putting in some APE adjustable push rods, and I think that's about it. Oh, and some APE lifter cuffs. So we're going to change the lifter cuffs. We're also going to take these rocker boxes here to the powder coater and get them powder coated black. We've got the black and push rod covers as well as the lifter covers there. One thing that you might notice is we have a breakout front wheel conversion on this thing. We are actually going to be taking that back and putting it back to the stock one. We do have some aftermarket wheels coming eventually, and this thing's also going to get a colour change. So anyway, I'm going to set it up on a time lapse. I've never done this before, so there's probably going to be some do's and don'ts thrown in along there. We also have a 55mm Screaming Eagle intake manifold as well, just remembered. Tommy over at Toowoomba, Tommy Miller, he's going to be tuning this thing. He tuned it before and it was bloody awesome. So yeah, we're going to get stuck into this thing and we'll see how we go. It's you know, first time for everything. I've already gapped the rings to the right barrels, the right pistons, so that's all fine there. I think we ended up with 19 thou top ring and a 21 thou bottom ring end gap, I do believe. So anyway, yeah, the bike's pretty dirty. We're going to give it a good clean up once it's all down too, so cheers. Rightio guys, sorry about the noise, it's bloody pissing down here. So we have our APE billet lifter cuffs. We're using S&S head bolts, the APE Cyclorama compensator ramp. These are our custom pistons right here. The new APE adjustable push rods. We have some the Screaming Eagle barrels and some GoPro gear because we've got to film it, right? So chromatic gaskets, nothing but the best here, guys. So that's all supplied through APE. That's Alpha Performance engines. They are the shit. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. If you have any questions, feel free to give them a call. Alright, easiest way to get the push rods out, if you're using adjustable ones or replacing them with adjustable ones, pair of bolt cutters. Put them in. Yes, it doesn't look like you should be using bolt cutters on your Harley, but just like that. Straight out, no mess, no fuss. I'll show you once more. Bolt cutters in. That one didn't cut all the way through. I'll just redo that. There we go, nice and easy. That there is how you replace your push rods. Rightio, so as you can tell, we've got the barrels off, the heads off, top of the piston, looks okay, there's a little bit of carb in there, but this bike's done a few Ks too, you got to remember this has done 40 odd thousand Ks. So we've got everything off here, we've got our rocker boxes and everything off to powder coat. I think that's the chrome pieces that sort of sit up here in between the valve cover and the cylinder head, that's our rocker boxes. They're chrome, they're going off to powder coater. We have black ones of these and black push rod covers as well. So we've got everything else sitting just here. I'm just going to give this a bit of a tidy up. And then over here, you may ask why I've put the blue tape here and here. Well, that's just to keep me in my mind in check to say, hey, this is at the front of the bike. Front of the bike, we go to our cylinder heads here, and we've got some blue tape here as well, just to remind me that this cylinder head goes to the front of the bike. We're not doing anything with the cylinder heads, there's no porting going on or anything like that, so these heads are just going to get cleaned up, and then we're going to bang the new barrels and pistons in, and the cylinder heads are going to go straight back on with our new S&S head bolts. It's pretty basic, guys, it's pretty straightforward. There's no real major concerns yet, or anything that I've actually seen that's I've thought, oh geez, I'm out of my depth here. You know, it all seems to be fairly straightforward, so we'll knock these barrels here off and check the pistons out, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we have one barrel out, which I'm pretty happy for. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this other one out. We're just going to chuck a rag down in here. So a nice clean rag. I'm just going to put it on this other side of the piston just so it doesn't damage anything. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this barrel here up. Okay. And just like that, we have our barrels out. So there is a bit of carbon built up on these pistons. So as you can see here, there is a small amount of carbon built up there, but I definitely wouldn't say it's a lot of carbon. But there's definitely some. But anyway, now we're just going to go ahead, pop these circlips here out. Pop those circlips out, knock the pistons off. I'll get you back on a time lapse and get it done. Alright guys, so I'm not sure how well you can see this. Pretty well. That's the wear on the skirting. I mean, it's not too bad. This bike's done 40,000 Ks. I mean, and the last few Ks that I've put on it, I mean, they haven't been the nicest. So we've sort of given this bike a bit of a hard time. But I mean, the piston rings and everything, like, they all seem fine. There's very minimal wear on the skirting. I mean, really, I think it would keep going another 40,000 easy. Anyway. Alright guys, so we've got our pistons in and our Screaming Eagle barrels in, our chromatic base gaskets and whatever. We're just going to clean up the surface now on both sides. We've got our heads sitting over there cleaned up. So basically clean up these surfaces, put the gaskets on, cylinder heads on, and we're on the home stretch here guys. So yeah, pretty happy with that. They weren't too difficult. I've never done them before, so I started off with the harder cylinder, which is the rear. It was a little bit difficult, but however, we got it done. Once I worked out the secret, we went ahead and implemented that to the front one and went in there nice and easy. So yeah, super happy with that, guys. Screaming Eagle barrels, custom APE pistons. Let's party. Rightio guys, so we're getting rid of our chrome lifter covers here. We've got our genuine Harley black ones as well as our genuine Harley black pushrod covers. That's going to go in with our APE adjustable pushrods and our APE lifter cuffs, which we're about to install now. Sweet. Alright guys, so these are our plastic lifter cuffs and these are our ones from APE. So nice billet machined, perfect lifter cuffs there. We have our new bolts. It also comes with new gaskets and some instructions. Something that I'm going to show you guys real quick is some priority flow for the lifters. Okay, so we're just going to pull one lifter here out. We'll see if it's in the right way. So you see how that lifter hole, the bleed hole? Okay. Now, if we have a look down in our cylinder, you can see that lifter hole there. So this lifter actually should have been turned around that way. So that's just, it doesn't really mean anything. These things have a lot of oil pressure anyway, but it is just to help. So see that one's the same. And if we have a look, we're going to see our hole down there. And what happens when we turn our lifter, so it's facing this way, when you turn it back around the other way. So we'll do the same with this side, and we'll just have a quick look. So this side is actually around the right way, and this one is not. So we'll just turn him around. Righto, now we'll clean up these areas just with the oil. We'll put our lifter cuffs on and I'll show you what that looks like. Rightio, so we now have our billet APE rear and front lifter cuffs in there. So we'll just put these in sort of hand tight. Actually, I might just grab some Loctite for these first. Now I use this stuff. This is a medium thread locker. So we'll just go ahead, chuck some on the bolts up there, and then we'll tighten them up. All right, so we're just going to put a small amount of thread locker on our threads. If we ever get some out. We don't need much there. We go ahead, we drop these in. Now I'll just do these up a little bit. Now what I'm going to do just off camera here, because it's going to be too hard to do, is we want 2 thou. So we use our affiliators on the flat sides. We've used 2 thou either side. So that way we know that the lifter is actually center on the cuff. Guys, on the M8 Harley tablet cover bolts, for anyone that's doing it at home, Harley's recommend a special tool, a Harley part number there. Guys, if you go ahead and get yourself a single hex 7/16 socket with a 1/4 inch drive adapter and a 1/4 inch spanner, it does fit down in there like that. Then you get your 1/4 inch spanner, boom. There's a helpful hint for players at home. Rightio guys, that's a wrap for today. I could keep going. There's nothing, inlet manifold, throttle body, exhaust, wiring, and it starts up. I've had enough and I want to go watch football. So, how much better does it look with the black lifter cuffs, black bushrod covers, and then our black rocker boxes? Now, we bought these genuine from Harley, okay, and we got these here powder coated locally in town because they were fairly expensive and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. Turns out, I freaking love it. Alrighty, so we're all done. The coil's unplugged, so I'm just going to cycle the key on right now. Just off and back on again. Get the fuel system primed. Check there's no leaks. And there is actually, and that's why we double check, guys, because there's actually an unplugged plug just underneath there. I'll see if I can show you this. You see that that plug in there? So we will, it actually just goes straight up and plugs in. So I'll just lift the back of this tank back up and we'll fix that up. That's why you always double and triple check your work, guys. It's very important. Alright, so we've got that plug hooked up now. That's all good to go. We'll just go ahead and feed our little breather up under there. Okay, so we're happy, we're good to go there. I'll just put this on real quick. We're going to cycle the key again just to prime the fuel. Double check for leaks. I know there wasn't any previously, but we're just going to double check again just to make sure. So we'll do that now. Now just keep in mind, guys, that it's going to wind over a little bit first because I haven't got the coil plugged in. Alright, so actually got to put it neutral first. Okay. Oh. We may have to put the jump pack on, I think. Rightio guys, so we're just got the jump pack hooked up here. We're about to hit the key and see what happens. So
Rightio guys, so as you can see we have it all started up. I'm checking for leaks, checking for any kind of oil leak, fuel leak, exhaust gas leak, anything like that. And so far so good, we can't see anything. Me being me, I forgot to film an outro for this bike, so it's all done and complete now. And I will give you on a little sneak peek at the end here. The bike is having a color change, and I've actually decided to keep the front breakout wheel. We're just waiting on the black fork covers to arrive. So here's a little sneak peek of the color change, and you'll have to stay tuned for more updates on the bike. Cheers.